Hey guys, thank you for joining us for our social media webinar on social media currency. We are going to start this recording out with full disclosure. This is a re-record.
Woo! Happy Monday!
Hey, Mondays. So if you attended the webinar the first time and you're going back to listen, props to you. This is going to sound maybe slightly different. And if this is your first time listening/watching, we'll probably breeze through it. So don't judge us for it being short. It said it's our second time, so it's always easier the second time. So Maddie Morgan from Keystone is here today with me, Alyssa Evans. We're talking about your social media currency.
Good stuff.
Okay, so what is your social currency? In short, how much influence we have here are social media. Basically, the way I always look at it is it's your street cred, but online. So it originates from interactions between customers and consumers. It's very organic. It kind of happens naturally. If you get online and Google social currency or social currency real estate, if you kind of do any of your own research later, what you'll find is that there is a lot of science behind social currency, and it gets very confusing. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It just goes very in-depth. And so what we're going to stick to today are more of the basics, but if I encourage you, if this is something that interests you, to read more about it, do your own research, and check out some of those theories. So if you're looking up social currency, even those definitions out there can be kind of confusing. So this one that we pulled, I think really summarizes it the best and helps you understand it the best. Social currency is the total economic value of your relationships, both in real life and digital. So that real life is important as well, just because even though we're talking about everything online because it's your social currency, you want people to be talking about you and your brand, which is you, in real life as well. Talking about things that they saw online, referring you to people, all of that. So again, relationships are the key to our social currency. It's how you grow your social currency, making that relationship, again, online and in real life. I really like this example. If you think about it, think about the last time you had a great meal. Did you tell people about it? Did you share it on Facebook? Did you tell your best friends? Did you post a picture of it? Did you leave a review of the restaurant? All of that, that is social currency. So building social currency, the goal of building social currency up is to help you develop brand loyalty and relationships among your friends and followers. In order to help build that social currency, I really like this, you have to bring something to the party, right? So you have to provide good material online, which is what we're going to talk about a lot in the next couple slides, because you want people to engage with you and follow you and talk about you.
And what we mean by engage with you is like commenting and liking and sharing your posts, but we'll get more into that.
Yep. Okay, so when it comes to building social currency, there's a lot out there about how you do it. Like, this is like a really in-depth, complicated topic, in fact. And if you do your research on it, what you'll see is there are kind of 6 key areas that help build your social currency and how you hit all of them. And I'm going to be honest, it gets a little confusing. It's a little overwhelming.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So we thought this really boiled it down nicely. Steps. Social currency triggers emotion, public, practical value, storytelling. So that's how you are going to be building your social currency, with posts that do those things, right?
Yeah. You want to make posts that not only talk about, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, whatever you want to tell a story involved in everything you post.
Yep.
Because essentially when it comes to creating awareness for your brand and for you as a real estate agent, you're not necessarily competing against other realtors and other companies. You're competing against public opinion.
Yep.
So you want to be posting things that are relevant and, are full of substance and.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so moving on. So how do you start building your social currency? Number one, stop talking at your clients and talk with them, create conversations, ask questions, answer questions, ask for reviews, ask for tips. Basically, you want to be engaging in authentic dialogue. You want to provide valuable and shareable information. That is huge. There's a lot out there about just don't post for the sake of posting, right? That's people don't like that. People don't follow that. I saw one of the articles as we were doing research, someone says, why do we post on Facebook? Because we think we're funny and we think we're entertaining. And that's what you want to be.
We want people to comment and tell us we're funny.
Right. And so, yes, you want to be funny, but that goes back to being authentic. At least hopefully you're funny.
Yeah, hopefully that's true.
But
we think we're really funny over here.
So that goes back to that valuable and shareable information as well, though. So some suggestions, how-to videos and guides, as well as professional recommendations. These are huge in real estate, right? So when it comes to how-to videos and guides, gosh, your options for real estate are endless.
And, you could do anything, really. And something we were talking about earlier is doing, DIY projects around the house. Maybe it's putting up your own tile and your kitchen backsplash or painting your walls. Yeah, that would be a bit hefty DIY.
I was thinking painting your front door, and even that scares me. But yeah, you can tile.
Like putting a plant in a pot.
Yeah,
that's a good have-to.
I kill all my plants.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But do
I need one of those videos.
Yes, do a video on that. Write a guide. Write a guide on things to do with lending, and share that, or share little tips when it comes to lending. Again, your options are endless when it comes to real estate. Professional recommendations, you guys, I think this is so underutilized by our realtors, and I love you guys, but I don't see enough of it out there. So we have home services. That's our network of professional vendors, right? Use them. That is a great resource for you to be able to post reviews about those vendors, give recommendations for people, especially tie it into the season. We talked earlier about during those months where we're getting all the heavy rains and downpours, making sure your gutters are clear. Don't know? Here's a company who can clean your gutters for you, or come check them out. So use those resources. It's important to vary your type and the vehicle of your social currency. You want to know your network. You want to know your friends online and kind of what's going to land with them in general. But just because something lands with the majority of people, you shouldn't ignore the others. So vary that content, because you never know what will land with someone else. So don't post, for example, we'll talk about this more in a little bit, all about real estate. Quite frankly, that's boring to a lot of people. So don't post all about real estate. Change up what you're posting about, and also vary a little bit how you're posting. So if you are a Facebook person, that's great, but you don't want to ignore Instagram users, for example.
Especially because they link together so well.
Oh my gosh,
posting a photo to Instagram, you can swipe a little button and it'll post automatically to your Facebook. So that's an easy way to change your vehicle, what platforms you're using for social media.
Yep. And that one's so easy.
Yeah, to hit different audiences.
But just think about some of the other ones out there. LinkedIn and Snapchat are two options. Pinterest.
Twitter.
Yeah. You want to make sure that you're building up content on at least one main platform. It's not very helpful if you have one post on Facebook every month and one post on Instagram every month and one here, one there. So you want to build up content at least in one place regularly, whatever that place is for you. But then just, keep in mind that you might want to shake it up every so often and also post in other places.
Now, keep in mind, you don't want too many things going on. You don't, like Lisa said, you want to, make sure that you're posting consistently on at least one platform, not today I'm going to post on Facebook, tomorrow I'm going to post on Twitter, then it's going to go to Instagram, then LinkedIn.
Gosh, that would be exhausting.
That would be a lot.
Right.
Very confusing.
Right. When you're posting, be helpful, be relatable. And you really, as you're posting and sharing on social media, one of the first things you need to do is identify your brand. You are your brand. So what separates you from others? What makes you unique? Think about that, and then kind of direct your posts in that way. I really like this example you can see that source on there and check that out. Think of growing your social currency like making a deposit into your social bank account. That way, you have something to use when it's time to ask for a referral or sale. So as you're gaining the social currency, your reputation with people is growing, your street cred is growing. People now view you as trustworthy, you're providing valuable and helpful information, authentic. They like you because you're being relatable and real. And so then when you do post something about looking for referrals, they're more likely to refer you. Or when you do post that picture of a client saying that they just bought a house, they're more likely to comment and like because they like you. Okay, so some tips and guidelines for helping build your social currency. When it comes to posting, I think rule number one, for sure, avoid posting all about real estate. Again, I'm sure your Facebook and Instagram feeds are full of real estate related things, and that's great, but I know you also tend to scroll right through those. Guess what? Your clients do and your friends do too, because they probably know multiple realtors. So if you guys are all just posting real estate all the time, it just gets lost and no one's paying attention to it.
And one of the articles that we were checking out, which will be linked here later on, added a quote that says, marketing in real estate isn't just about beds, baths, and square footage. It's more about the emotion. So, you know, as much as you could post about real estate all the time, like, here's my new listing, it has 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, and it's in Fishers. You want to add emotion to it, and, you know, you want to, like, paint a picture. You want your people to imagine what it's like to live in whatever house you're marketing.
Yep. So if you're doing that on your listings already, hopefully you are, that's the same thing you want to be doing on social media, and that's what's going to help build that currency because of that emotional connection. You're going to be making more relationships, and whether it's emotion with real estate related stuff, because real estate is, or just outside stuff because you want to be doing both of it, it's all about emotion. Study how much engagement you're getting. Both Facebook and Instagram have ways for you to see behind the scenes, like actual numbers and stats as far as likes and eyes on posts and eyes on sponsored ads and things like that. So check those out for sure because it can be really helpful. But just even keep it simple. Like, look at your posts. Are you getting likes, comments, and shares? Because those are key. Those are what get you kind of like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, bonus points to Facebook.
Yeah. That you cheat the algorithm.
Yes, likes, comments, and shares are what get you in front of more eyes. So look at your posts and make sure you're getting those. If you're posting things
and you're not getting the engagement, you know, the comments and the likes and shares, maybe change up what you're posting.
Yeah, stop then.
Stop doing that.
Or at least slow down on it.
Stop posting mine and Lissa's DIY videos and post.
Maybe they're not good. I don't know. So post things that your audience is responding to for sure. Right there, make sure you're posting what's valuable to your circle. So think about what adds value to your life and what's going to resonate with your audience as well. When you're reposting from someone else, please make sure it has value. Same thing that we mentioned before of don't post for the sake of posting. Like, stop sharing and reposting every single thing you see online just because you think it's funny. It just,
like, if you think it's funny, sure, go ahead and comment or like it, but think about, before you share it, think about whether or not it's going to provide value or substance to your following.
Yeah. Or if it's funny, like, share it once. But I have seen people who, like,
share everything they come across. Yeah.
Right. Stop doing that. So the flip side of your posting is interacting. So you need to be interacting with your followers, both on your posts, but on theirs and on their pages. So interacting is really big. One thing we talk about is scrolling through your feed with intention. So not just mindlessly putting your eyes on it and scrolling, but like pause and interact. Terry Johnson, who's a ninja instructor that we had here at Tucker a few times, talks about using Facebook, for example, to find those pain and pleasure points. Birthdays, anniversaries,
new babies.
Yeah, marriage, or even someone's kids getting married. Like, those are pleasure points, and those are really great reasons to reach out to your people and just help build that relationship with them. And then also maybe that leads to referral because new babies need bigger houses.
Yeah,
yep.
More room.
Yep. Same thing with the pain points. I know we don't like to talk about that as much, but things like divorce. I mean, I wouldn't recommend like messaging someone saying, hey, sorry you're getting divorced. Do you need to sell your house? I'm here. But if you're finding those pain points,
more tact.
right? Have a little more tact. Once you find those pain points, again, it's just a reason to reach out to them and even just make that connection. Like, be a good human and reach out to them. And if it leads to something, bonus, but otherwise.
But again, it's all about making the connections with your sphere. That's what increases your social media currency.
Yep. When you interact with your friends, interact with your circle. So what that kind of means is who's your core circle of people, past clients, possible referrals, maybe people you went to school with, out-of-towners. Those are different circles that you have. We did a webinar a couple months ago on Facebook Friend List, and if you were not in attendance for that, I recommend you check it out. It's linked in our digital class schedule, or you can find it on our YouTube page. But friend lists are really easy and really helpful. So this is a Facebook thing. So you can go into Facebook and create a friend list called, for example, past clients. And then you add your Facebook friends that were your past clients to that list. Again, you can do this with like past clients, referral sources, out of town, however many groups you want, have a list that you want. And then when you log into Facebook, you can choose to view one of those friend lists. And so you can start with like commenting on your referral sources, because that's going to get you possibly most business, or past clients. Those are people that you want to focus on. So look at those friend lists, and they're really easy to use and be really, really helpful. It'll help you focus where you should be spending your time on social media. Don't just make noise.
No posting for the sake of
You
posting.
cannot say that enough. Add value, be relevant. That's what's going to help build your loyalty with your followers, and that's what's going to build your social currency. If you're checking in somewhere, add a photo.
People usually stop scrolling for photos.
Yep, especially a pretty one or good food photo.
I'm always
love
stopping for a
those.
good food photo.
Yeah.
Never not hungry.
No. And ask for impressions, ask for feedback, ask for reviews, both on your page with your post, but on others where you're interacting as well. If someone checks in somewhere and you stop because you see they posted pretty pictures, so you see, oh, they checked in this restaurant, you be the one to say, what did you think? Can't wait to hear about it, and get that conversation going. The more you interact with your people on Facebook, the more you're going to get in front of their eyes and their friends' eyes and all that. So
we all know what happens when, you're scrolling through Facebook and you feel like you see the same 5 people all the time. That's Facebook's algorithm. So by engaging with other people, not only will you see their content more often, but you will also show up in their feed more often.
Yep. Gotta work it. All right, here's our challenge to you. What 5 words best describe you? Take a minute to think about that and write it down. And we also want you to ask your friends, your family, ask your Facebook world or Instagram world if you want, ask your people what 5 words they would use to describe you. And then from this list, that can help provide you some direction on, what is your brand personality, or how do people already view you, so you can kind of direct post that way. They can make sure what you're sharing feels authentic, because you have a little bit better idea of how people view you with those 5 words. But it's just a really interesting exercise, so we encourage you to do that. All right, and then some additional resources for you to check out. We linked some other sites throughout the presentation, and then here are a couple additional. These get more into social currency, because there's a lot to it, and if you want to dig really deep, again, I encourage you to do so, because there's a lot you can learn. But what it breaks down to, you guys, is your social currency is your reputation with your social world. It's your street cred, but online. And so in order to help build that, you need to be authentic, you need to be engaged with people, you need to be providing useful content. Stop posting for the sake of posting. We'll say it one more time.
And really just showing your audience that you're a human too. Everybody knows multiple real estate agents, and it goes back to, being unique. What makes you you? Post things that show your audience that you're human and you're relatable, and it gets people talking.
Yep, so building relationships, getting the conversation going between you and your people, but then your people and their people is really what this all boils down to. So, all right, that is it. Again, try out that exercise, write down the 5 words you think best describe you, ask your friends and family to do the same. It could be really insightful. And then as you're posting on Facebook for the rest of the week or month or for forever, every time you post, think about, should I be posting this? Am I posting for the sake of posting?
Is this going to be something that people care about?
Yeah, is it providing value? Is it going to get likes? Is it going to get comments? So just always keep that in the back of your mind before you hit post. All right, thank you guys. Have a great afternoon.